We had a day 2 of the Japa workshop, right? So before we get to the main part, which is summarizing everything that we discussed yesterday, let's quickly offer our obeisances to His Holiness, Their Lordship Jagannath Baldev Subhadramai, Gaur Nithai, Panchatattva, and our Guru Parampara. Jai. We'll start with our prayers. Om Ajnanathimirantasya Gnananjanashalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadhaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashtyatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vasadi Gaurabhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Our class today is dedicated to His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada. Right? And he plays such a big role in everything that we are learning and discussing today. Every word that we discuss today either comes from his books, his purports, his idea of what devotion should be, and he's set us on the right path just with his books. Many of us here have never seen Prabhupada. It's not possible that many of us have seen him. Maybe few of us, but no, many of us have never seen him, but his words today through his books are still so potent. Just by reading his books, we are able to understand bhakti. We are able to understand clearly what should we do to be in the right path of bhakti. So that is his potency, right? So continuing the discussions we had yesterday on the Japa workshop, what should be done, what's the right process. Yesterday we understood what is japa, right? How what is so important about japa? Why is it important? Okay, and today we are learning how to perform japa. Okay, so before we go into how to perform japa, let's try to summarize yesterday's class. Okay, all of you just come up with 1 or 2 points that you remember that was a highlight for you from yesterday's class, whatever you remember.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat
I
Pranam.
remember very, very vividly, and I mean, it's like it's stuck up in my brain. The big mountain which can be moved by the rope, and that is says it all, Mataji, and I'm going to work in that direction. Thank you
Perfect.
very much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So Mataji was referring to the pastime of Bhimasena, Yudhishthira, and the four people who came to him with some questions. And first question was what? Does anyone remember what was the first question?
The fencing and
Yes.
farm, Mataji.
Yes, fence is eating the farm. What was the second question?
The glass and the jar,
Water.
glass of water and jar of water. The
Yes.
water from the
jug fills the glass, but the
doesn't
same
fit
glass
into
does
the
not.
jar.
Yes, does not fill the. Yes.
jar.
And third story.
हाथी निकल गया पूछ नहीं निकली.
Correct.
Elephant.
Yes. And
It's a saying in Hindi, Mataji. In
yes.
Marwadi ji say this. हाथी निकल गया पूछ नहीं निकली.
Yes, that was
So,
exactly
I
the
remember.
situation. So
Yeah,
these
that
are
was.
all the disadvantages that we discuss of being in Kali Yuga. Okay, those who did not listen to the class, make a point to listen to yesterday's class to understand what was these pastimes, how are they connected to Kali Yuga, and how Kalyani Mataji just mentioned the last point scenario in that situation was how the whole mountain of sins, just by the simple process of chanting, can be dissolved. The sins can be dissolved, and any amount of following yagnas, all the strict postures and dhyanas, nothing can solve that mountain of sins, but just by the process of chanting, that is all resolved. Any other points you remember from yesterday's class? There was a nice pastime of Veda Vyasa. He's shouting Jai Kali Yuga. There are 3 things that he said is good, is very beneficial in Kali Yuga. Does anyone remember what those 3 things are?
One is a faithful wife, Mataji,
Yes,
a wife who's very faithful to her devoted husband, who's
yes,
a devotee of the Lord.
yes.
And the second is one who is under a salary, paid salary,
Servant of
servitor,
a, yeah,
servant
servant
of
of
a
a master.
master.
Yes.
And the third one is
The glory of chanting the holy
the
name in
name,
Kali Yuga. Yes,
Kali.
the chanting process was there in Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, but it was not as potent as it is in Kali Yuga. Just by chanting, all our ages of sins can be dissolved. Right, in Satya Yuga, one had to sit and meditate for years, lakhs of years together, right? And that was the only way to get liberation. But here, just by chanting, it's a very easy process that Krishna has given us. By chanting, all that it's the only recommended process for Kali Yuga, Sankirtana. Okay, and then we spoke about the process of chanting, but how the chanting bag and your chanting bead, that's the only ticket, direct ticket to Goloka, right? And we spoke about two very nice devotees, Sarvabhavana and Sachi Sutta Dasa. These are devotees from Russia. How, despite their adverse condition, they did not want to give up their chanting, right? And we spoke about Jayananda Prabhu, His Grace Jayananda Prabhu, how he, through his service and his chanting, dedicated chanting, he pleased Prabhupada so much, such that Prabhupada, right after he passed away in 1977, he said that Jayananda has already gone back to Goloka. So by the process of chanting, by chanting from heart, not just at a lip level, by chanting from heart, one can achieve perfection in this life alone. Okay, and like this, the importance of chanting can also be understood. If you, we might have mentioned this pastime many times in the past. The time when Rama wanted to build a setu around from Rama. What was the place that he wanted to build from Rameshwaram to the north tip of Sri Lanka? So there was no way that so many Vanaras could be sent by boats, or there was no way that they can just build a bridge over the ocean, right? So Rama was trying to say, he was requesting the Samudra Devata, can you make way for us? We'll pass. But the Samudra Devata never gave heed. He just thought this is some ordinary person. Why should I listen to this ordinary person? And Lord Rama became so angry. He took his dhanusha, his bow and arrow, and he didn't even string his bow. I mean, he strung his bow, and he did not put the arrow. He just pulled his string of his bow in anger. It said that the vibration of this string was so much that it created heat in the ocean, and all the fishes started jumping out from the ocean, right? And finally, the Samudra Devata did appear because he could see that everyone was tormented because of this heat getting generated from Rama's bana. So at this, when the Samudra Devata appeared in front of Rama, he apologized for his behavior and told that he can build a bridge. He gave him the science of building the bridge. And he also referred him to two of the Vanaras. The Vanaras' names were Nala and Nila. And these two Vanaras knew how to build a bridge across the ocean. So he told them to reach out to Nala and Nila, and they would build the bridge. And whenever they are ready to build the bridge, he will hold the bridge so that everyone can pass. Right? And this is the time when Hanuman started writing the name of Lord Ram on the rocks and let go on the ocean. And these rocks, instead of falling down inside the ocean, they would float. And Lord Rama is curious, how come? Because then he also wanted to try. He wrote his own name on a rock and let the rock in the ocean. But that rock immersed in the water, right? So Lord Ram went to Hanuman and asked, how is it when you are writing the name of Lord Ram on the rock, they're floating, but me, when I write it, I'm writing my own name, even you're writing my name. If I write the name and drop it, it is still sinking, the rock is sinking. So how is that? So Hanuman very nicely explained, your name is the only thing that keeps the devotees afloat, Ramanama is the only thing that keeps the devotees afloat. And that this is the only way by which we can cross this material ocean, Bhavasagara. And if you let go of someone, what hope is there for that devotee? Like there's a famous saying in Hindi that says, Mare Krishna Rake Kaun, and Rake Krishna Mare Kaun, right? So if Krishna is protecting someone, who can kill him? And if Krishna is giving up on someone, rejecting someone, who can protect him, right? So this pastime very nicely elaborates the importance of the name of the Lord. Just by chanting the name of the Lord, the like the Vanaras were able to cross the ocean. Similarly, by chanting the name of the Lord, all this whole material nescience that seems like a wide, wide ocean that we can't cross, simply by the process of chanting, Krishna will make this whole ocean so small, like the water in the hoof mark of a calf. He'll make it that small, and we can easily pass over it. All of this will become immaterial in that case. So that is a faith we need to have in the name of the Lord, that despite all the distractions around us, just by chanting the holy name of the Lord, we will be delivered. That's the kind of faith we need to have. Okay, so let's move on to today's class. So we have been chanting this Maha Mantra, and these are the three prominent names that show up in the Maha Mantra, right? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare is the first name, Krishna is the second name that shows up. And then Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The third name is of Rama. So what does all these three names mean? Why do they come together and make such a potent Maha Mantra? Let's try to understand that. Okay. Now, what does the word Hari mean over here? Hari means lion, right? Hari in literal Sanskrit translation means lion. Like a lion, it takes the life of a material body. Similarly, just by chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra or Hari Nama, one is taken away from all these material conditions, right? So Hari means one who takes away all material conditions. Hara, on the other hand, means one who destroys material world. Okay, annihilates material world, like Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is called Hara, right? Similarly, Radha is also called Hara, since she destroys material desires and dovetails our desires to Krishna. So she is the one who dovetails all our desires to Krishna. She acts in the form of Yoga Maya and passes on all our desires such that it acts in favor of our Krishna consciousness. So we call her Radha, or we call her Radhe in love. Radhe is also a colloquial way of calling Radha as well, because out of love, we add the E at the last end of the name and call her Radhe at times. Similarly, she's Hara, and within love, we can also call her as Hare, add a E at the end of it. So in this Maha Mantra, Hare is referring to none other than Radharani herself. She's the internal potency of Sri Krishna. Okay, so the Hare that we have is Radharani. Now let's talk of the name Krishna. What does it mean? Krishna means all attractive, source of all energy. So Krishna is all powerful. We heard about his six potencies, right? So he is all potent, but Radha is his manifestation of his internal potency. So Krishna is one who's all attractive, someone who attracts us all the time, right? We are attracted to Krishna all the time. And then there's the last name, Rama. Many people have asked me this question: who is this Rama? Who are we referring to? It refers to Lord Krishna himself, who is also known as Radha Raman, right? We also call Krishna as Radha Raman. Rama means who is a reservoir of all pleasure. But at the same time, Rama could also refer to Balarama, Parashurama, Nityananda Rama, who is all avatars, expansions of Krishna. So whoever is your Ishta Devata, you can think about them. Or if you don't have an Ishta Devata in specific, think of Radha Ramana. Okay, so that's how you understand the word Rama. So Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay, so there are 16 names of the Lord in this whole mantra. And 4 times we call out to Krishna, 4 times we call out to Rama, but 8 times we call out to Radharani. So that's the importance of Radharani in our whole ISKCON movement. Without Radharani, Krishna is not going to be pleased, right? And the only way to please Radharani is to please Krishna. We have very tight bond like that. So to yeah, have the to get the internal potency of Krishna, which is Radha Rani, we need to please Krishna. That's how Radha Rani gets pleased. So our whole movement is to please Radha Rani in turn, right? That way Krishna is pleased. But let's understand the meaning of these verses further. Yesterday we spoke about this, about the different names in which we pray to the Lord. Right now, let's understand a little further. We'll talk about the meaning of the Maha Mantra also, but let's understand why this mantra, why not some other form? Like many of us can call out Radhe Radhe or Sita Rama. We call out so many names of the Lord. So why can't we get the same benefit by just calling Radhe Radhe, Rama Sita? There's so many names of the Lord. We have Keshava, Narayana, Madhava, Govinda, Madhusudhana, right? So many names. These are primary names of the Lord. And then there are secondary names of the Lord. Like we can call him Arjuna Saka, we can call him Karuna Sindhu, Dina Bandhu, Jagatpate, right? These are also, the secondary names are what are defining the qualities of the Lord, right? So there is always some benefit you get by calling out these primary names, or the direct names of the Lord, uh, or the names of his different avatars, or calling the name of Radharani. There definitely is benefit that we get. But the best of the benefit is received by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra directly, which goes like we said, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This Mahamantra is custom made for Kali Yuga, right? Radha Rani, when she's chanting, she doesn't chant her own name, though it's very potent, it's the internal potency of Krishna. She doesn't keep shouting Radhe Radhe. She calls out the name of Krishna, right? So, which is why Krishna's name is that much important, that because even Radha Rani is pleased when we chant the name of Krishna. And then further, um, this is the Maha Mantra that is coming from our acharyas. We spoke about yesterday when we were talking about Kali Santarana Upanishad. We saw how Brahma is preaching this exact Maha Mantra to Narada, right? And further, there are other shastras like the Brahmalayam. This is a conversation between Lord Shiva and Parvati. And Lord Shiva is telling the importance of this Maha Mantra to Parvati. He's exactly quoting how this Maha Mantra should be chanted. He says, Hare Krishna Pada Dvandvam, Krishnoti cha Pada Dvayam. So Hare Krishna Pada Dvandvam. Hare Krishna is chanted twice. Then he says, Krishnoti cha Pada Dvandvam. Then we say, chant the word Krishna twice. So Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Then he says, Tata Hare Dvandvam, Pada Dvandvam, Hare Rama iti Dvandvam. Okay, so Tata Hare Pada Dvandvam. So chant Hare Hare twice and then chant Rama's name Hare Rama twice. Right? And then he says, Tadhante cha Mahadevi Rama Rama Dvandvam vadate Hare Hare Tato Bruyad Hari Nama Samudiretu. Right? So it's giving the exact sequence in which this Maha Mantra has to be chanted. It's not that Rama should come first and Krishna should come first. Some people say, okay, it says Rama should happen first, Krishna should happen first. No, there's a proof that in Kali Santarana Upanishad that this should follow the same sequence. Krishna first. Krishna is always the origin, and then from Krishna comes Rama. Right? So Krishna first and then Rama. Okay. So so Lord Shiva is telling Parvati the exact sequence of the Lord's name that we should chant. Similarly, there's a similar reference in another Samhita called Sanata Kumara Samhita, where the exact sequence is repeated, is mentioned. Okay, so these are many references from the Shastra on how this Maha Mantra came to be. Right? And then there is also reference from Sri Chaitanya Bhagavata. Now, Sri Chaitanya Bhagavata is written by Vrindavana Das Thakur, and he wrote about the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya. There's not much reference to philosophy, but he just spoke about the Lord Chaitanya's early life in his Sri Chaitanya Bhagavata. And in this Sri Chaitanya Bhagavata, Lord Chaitanya is saying that there is this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. This is the most powerful transcendental sound vibration and should be chanted for spiritual elevation. And this Maha Mantra is so powerful and strong, one should absorb and chant this Maha Mantra in deep meditation. So he's also saying that this is a sequence of 32 syllable mantra, and it's a very sacred process. The process of chanting is very sacred. One who's practicing repeatedly by chanting with determination, for them in their heart, the sprout of divine love, of prema, will appear. And also the way the truth about the goal and the means to achieve the goal is also revealed through this process of chanting the Maha Mantra. So this is coming from Sri Chaitanya Bhagavata. So this Maha Mantra is recommended by our Shastras, by our Acharyas. Okay, to get the full effect of this chanting, we must stick to chanting this Maha Mantra as recommended by our Acharyas. We can chant the other forms of the name also after we have completed a speculated number of rounds of Maha Mantra. You can continue chanting other names of the Lord. That is not a problem. But don't give up Maha Mantra chanting to make up for the other forms chanting of the holy names of the Lord. Okay, so always prioritize the Maha Mantra to get the full benefit of it. In Kali Yuga, no other form of the name of the Lord can deliver us like this one Maha Mantra. Okay, so this now let's understand the meaning of this Maha Mantra. So what is this Maha Mantra saying? So in this phrase, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, the word Hare is a powerful invocation to the divine internal potency of the Lord, which is none other than Radha Rani. Okay, so Radha Rani is the internal concert of Krishna and embodies divine love and devotion. So by repeating her name in the mantra, devotees are seeking her help in attaining pure love for Krishna. Okay, we are begging Radharani to bring us closer to Krishna. And therefore, when we chant the Hare Krishna mantra, you are directly addressing God and his energy, which is Radharani. The mantra can be interpreted also as how you see in the screen. It says, "Oh Krishna, oh energy of Krishna, which is Radha, please engage me in your service." So we are begging to be engaged in devotional service. Right? When we call Radha's name, Krishna is pleased. And when we call Krishna's name, Radha is pleased. So this way, both of them are happy when they see us chanting the Maha Mantra and they call us back to Goloka Vrindavana. So the only way to please Radharani is by pleasing Krishna. But that mood of praying, it's not just enough to know the meaning of this Maha Mantra, but that mood while we're chanting the name of the Lord is also very important. Right? We have to be in the mood of surrender. We have to be in the mood of begging for forgiveness. Right? We need to tell Krishna that, Krishna, we are tired of serving the material world. We're tired of serving Maya. Put me in your service. There's nothing else we want. We don't want any desires. We don't want anything. Just do whatever you want with us, but put us in your service. That's our mood while praying this mantra, the Maha Mantra. Jai. Okay, any questions so far? Okay, then let's understand the Panchatattva Maha Mantra. We all chant this prayer before and after one round of Maha Mantra, right? What does this prayer say? Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya,
Prabhu Nityananda.
Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara, Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. So this is a Panchatattva picture you see on the left. Shri Jaya is all praises to Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya is right in the center over here. Okay, the one in yellow clothes is Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Then it's referring to Prabhu Nityananda. Who is Prabhu Nityananda in this picture?
Balarama.
Wearing the blue clothes, Mataji.
Yes, on the left. Balarama, who is also Prabhu Nityananda. And then it talks about Sri Advaita. So who is Advaita here?
Narada.
The
side
one
of Nityananda Prabhu.
white clothes.
White clothes next to Nityananda. And no, it's not Narada. Okay, I'll tell you who is it in a bit. Okay, and Gadadhara. Who's Gadadhara?
Radharani,
Yes, but who in the picture?
Prabhu,
the
next,
one
next
on the right,
slide.
on the right hand side of
Yes, this is Gadadhara and Srivasa. Srivasa is
Narada Muni.
Narada Muni.
The person with folded hands, Mataji.
Yes, yes, the one with folded hands, which without the white beard. The one with white beard is Advaita,
Advaita.
and
Okay.
on the right side with folded hands is Srivasa. And then it refers to Srivasadi, etc., Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. The rest of the Bhakta Vrinda. Okay, so we are praying to Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhara, Srivasadi, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. So why are we praying to these people? Let's try to understand what's the mood when praying to these. Let me first quickly introduce to each of these five characters, the Panchatattva. So these five people, who are there? Let's start with Lord Chaitanya, right? So who is Lord Chaitanya? He was born 500 years ago, and he's an avatara of Krishna himself. He's Krishna himself, but his mood as Chaitanya is that of a devotee. So he was so enamored by the mood of devotion of Radha Rani. He wants to understand, what is this Radha Rani? Why is she so much in love with me? What is this quality about me that she likes so much? So, and it seems like only Radha Rani can relish that kind of love for Krishna. So he was so enamored by this feeling that Radharani is going to, that he also wants to experience that same kind of love. He wants to come as devotee and be a devotee of Krishna and experience that same love that Radharani is feeling for Krishna. So in his mood as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he comes as a devotee. Okay, his mood is in loving service to Krishna. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is a source of all the energy for all his devotees. He is a Mahavadanyaya, right? And the most magnanimous incarnation of the Lord. For he does not consider the offenses of the fallen soul. And in order to take full benefit of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, our first prayer goes to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay, he's the first person we offer prayers to. So he was born as a son of Sachi Devi 500 years ago in West Bengal, and from there he started the worldwide propagation of the Sankirtana movement and propagating and chanting the holy name of the Lord. Okay, so that is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Our first prayers goes to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then we have reference to Nityananda Prabhu in the Mahamantra. Now, Nityananda Prabhu is none other than Balarama himself. He's the first expansion of Krishna. So Lord Nityananda is even more merciful, like we heard in the pastime of Jagai and Madai. Though Jagai and Madai, they attacked Nityananda Prabhu. Madai attacked Nityananda Prabhu with a mud pot, and there was blood coming from his head. But he did not get angry. Even when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared there with his Sudarshana to kill Jagai and Madai, he still begged Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to forgive them, and instead rather gave them the Mahamantra and make them devotees. So Nityananda Prabhu is even more merciful than Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So in order to while praying to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, if you offer your prayers to Nityananda Prabhu, he can convince Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to bless us with the devotion of Lord. So we, in this order, we offer prayers to Nityananda Prabhu as well, right? And then further, there is Advaita Acharya. Now, during the Advaita Acharya appearance day, Septami, we discussed how he's the appearance of Mahavishnu, Tattva, and Sadashiva. He's a combined incarnation of Mahavishnu and Shiva, Sadashiva, right? And this is the only form in which Sadashiva has incarnated in the material world. No other form has Sadashiva himself incarnated. Now remember, there's a difference between Rudra and Sadashiva. Sadashiva is the spiritual aspect. He's created along with all the creation, and that Sadashiva appears only as Advaita Acharya, right? So Advaita means, the word Advaita means non-dual, right? So he's non-different from Supreme Lord itself. So Acharya means he's decimating Krishna consciousness. So this Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Nityananda Prabhu, Advaita Acharya, these are the three prominent masters of our Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. But Nityananda and Advaita are servants of Mahaprabhu. Okay, it is Advaita who prayed to the Lord. He cried to the Lord. He's offering water, Ganga water to his Narsimha Shaligrama and offering Tulsi, and is praying out loudly to the Lord that Kali Yuga has spread like anything. You have to come appear now. So because of his prayers, Nityananda Prabhu and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared 500 years ago. So he is the reason why this whole Sankirtana movement appeared on earth. So our prayers to Advaita Acharya. Now, Gadadhara Pandit is incarnation of Radharani herself. So the pleasure potency of Krishna, which is Srimati Radharani. He is, and in this form as Gadadhara, he's a very learned scholar, right? And Gadadhara is simultaneously an incarnation of Srimati Radharani. So Gadadhara is in as he's showing as a devotee, right? And he's the confidential worshipper of Vishnu Tattva. In this incarnation, Radharani was able to spend time with her Lord as an intimate associate who helped spreading the pastimes and glories of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then finally, we have Sri Vasa Pandit, incarnation of Narada. So Srivasa Pandit is is a representation of the Jiva Tattva. He is representing the pure devotee of the Lord. So the leader of all the Jiva Tattva, that means he is also the leader of all pure unalloyed devotees. So that's what Srivasa Pandit represents. So the way to understand this Pancha Tattva is one cannot approach Radha and Krishna without the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And one cannot approach Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu without the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu. And one cannot approach Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, and Gadadhara Pandita without the mercy of Advaita and Srivasa Pandita. Right? So this is how, when you're praying to Panchatattva, you're asking them for blessings. So because without their blessings or the blessings of pure Vaishnavas, there's no way that Krishna will emerge in our heart. The true love for Krishna will not happen in our heart till we get the blessings of these devotees. And we pray to them that in the process of chanting, we do not commit any kind of offenses. Right? And that's the mood we remember, the Panchatattva Mahamantra. So always make sure before you chant your round, you start with the Mahamantra, and as you end, you again chant the Panchatattva Mahamantra. The more number of times you chant, it's good. Okay, so always keep begging them, begging these great devotees, Vaishnavas, for their blessings. Now, when to chant? This is a famous verse from on the only composition from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It's called Shikshashtakam. This is a Sikh composition of 8 prayers. And the second verse goes like this: Nam Namakari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shaktis Tatrarpita Niyamitaha Smaranena Kalaha Etadrishi Tava Kripa Bhagavan Mamapi Durdaivam idrisham ihajani nanuragaha. Can someone read the translation?
Let me read, Mataji.
Yes, Chaitanya Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Shishtastakam 2. O my Lord, your holy name alone can render all benediction to living beings, and thus you have hundreds and millions of names like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names, you have invested all your transcendental energies. These are not even hard and fast rules for chanting these names. O my Lord, out of kindness, you enable us to easily approach you by your holy names, but I am so unfortunate that I have no attraction for them. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. So this verse is very clearly saying merely by chanting the holy name, we can take advantage of the personal association of Krishna. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is not only considered to be a realized soul, but an incarnation of Krishna himself, has pointed out in this verse that in this age of Kali, although men have no real facilities for self realization, Krishna has so kindly given us this Shabda, the sound incarnation, to be utilized as Yuga Dharma, as Sankirtana movement. So, the special qualification required for this method is just to chant. We don't even need to understand complicated languages like Sanskrit. The vibrations of Hare Krishna are so potent that anyone can immediately begin chanting without even understanding the basics of Sanskrit, right? So Lord Chaitanya points out here in this verse that, oh my Lord, out of your kindness, you have enabled us to easily approach you by your holy name. But I am so unfortunate that I have no attraction for them, right? Um, I have no attraction for them for the Holy Lord's name. So, yesterday we spoke about the two devotees from Russia, Sarva Bhavana Dasa and Sachisuta Dasa. They absolutely had no option uh, uh, in their country, the place that they're living, to chant. It was considered criminal to chant the holy name, but still they did not want to give up our holy name. But here in India, we have so many options. We have complete freedom to chant the holy name. Nobody is holding a knife at our neck or a gun at our head to say don't chant, right? We can pick up our chanting bag and chant anytime. But what is happening? Exactly what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is mentioning in this verse. I'm so unfortunate that I have no attraction for the name, and hence we are not chanting, right? We are looking for reasons on why we shouldn't chant. Though the process is so easy, we are still looking for reason on why we shouldn't chant. So this Maha Mantra is spiritual and perfect in its complete, in the form that it comes to us. It's very perfect. Okay, it can do exactly what the Maha Mantra is said to be doing, but the shortcoming then is in our dedication, our faith in the name, right? So this is what the Shikshashtakam verses, the other eight verses, the whole Shikshashtakam, it talks very nicely about the mood of a devotee, how a devotee should surrender. So maybe someday we'll go through this whole Shikshashtakam verse together, but this one verse alone nicely depicts on how uh, the Maha Mantra is designed, and it's a very simple way given to people of Kali Yuga to easily chant the name. We don't need to be a learned scholar. You don't need to have, extensive understanding, scholarly philosophy, nothing. Just by chanting, one is delivered. But the people of Kali Yuga do not have the attraction for this mantra. So that's where the shortcoming is. So this is a pastime of a person called Gopala, a small boy. This boy's name originally was Makara Dwaja Pandita. Okay, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to call this boy as Gopala. Gopala, like Gopa, like, small boy is Gopal. Maybe a girl, Prabhu would have called her as Gopi. So in that sense, he used to refer to Makara Dwaja as Gopal, right? Like a pet name given by Mahaprabhu to Makara Dwaja. So this Gopal, once there was a very senior devotee, and he was always thinking, chanting inadvertently, like without even trying. He's always chanting 24/7. He's immersed in chanting the holy name of the Lord, such that he's so addicted to the name of the Lord that he can't stop. Right. And he sees that the senior devotee, when he's going to the toilet, what he does, he's holding his tongue between his teeth while he's entering, or he's holding his tongue with his fingers, right? And he's entering the toilet. So the boy, after he finished, the senior devotee came out. He asked, "What happened? Why are you holding your tongue while entering the toilet?" So this senior devotee tells him, "The Lord's name is so pure, it should not enter a place like a toilet." Right. So since he cannot hold his mouth, he can't hold himself from chanting the name of the Lord. He was forcing himself to stop chanting when he's in toilet by holding his tongue. Right. And what happens after that is the conversation you see on screen. Can someone please read your screen?
May I, Mataji?
Yes, Sunita Mataji.
If you were not able to chant well while defecating, how would you be able to have an auspicious death should death suddenly come upon him at that time? Mahaprabhu overheard Gopal sharing his wisdom with the Vaishnava and was very impressed. And he announced to all his devotees that Gopal was doing the work of a guru. From that day on, the young Makardwaja Pandit was known as Gopal Guru because he both preached and practiced. He was factually acting as an acharya or guru. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Mataji, you are not audible.
Thank you, Mataji. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is actually appreciating the fact that this Makara Dwaja or Gopal Guru, he's actually advocating chanting the holy name of the Lord 24/7. There's no reason that one should stop. Even while you're going to the toilet, the most impure places, you can continue chanting. Right? There are places where you can't take your chanting back, but does not mean that you can't chant in those places. Even if you're going to the crematorium, even if you're going to a salon, even if you're going to a toilet, you can still chant. You can't take your chanting back to these three specific places, but you can still chant. Okay, so there's no point. Even if one says that I'll not chant in these places because they're impure, like Gopal Guru said, if death comes to you at that point, then who is going to ensure that you're liberated? Just because you didn't want to chant but death can come anywhere. So one should always chant, always remember the Lord, always chant His name. Not just those 2 hours in the day, but always the 24 hours in the day. One should focus on remembering the Lord. Right. So the next question should be then, should I chant loudly? The answer, simple answer to it is, you should be loud enough to hear yourself. It doesn't have to be top, shout at the top of your throat. No, it has to be just loud enough for you to hear yourself. Okay. And all living entities are benefited because of our loud chanting. So you can chant as loud as you want, but the minimum loud decibels that you need to maintain is such that at least you should be able to hear your own chanting. Right? You cannot do manasik chanting. You can't chant within your mouth or within your lips, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. No, chant clearly. Let the words come out very clearly. Right? Chanting is not just done for your soul. It's definitely just done for your soul, for your own jiva, but it's also done for the jivas around you. Right? There may be many people who may not understand the meaning of these chanting, the names that we chant, but they're still getting advantage. Just like we are taking medicines, just by the process of taking medicine, one is healed. One does not really need to know what is there in this medicine. Because it's prescribed by a doctor, authorized doctor, you take the medicine, you get healed. Similarly, by the process of chanting, the listener may not be able to understand what you are chanting, but because they heard the process of chanting, it could be the insects, the subtle beings around us, the plants, all of them are getting liberated. And all these jivas, non-human jivas around us, this is the only way they can get liberated. Okay, so chanting loudly is good. Okay, there are many pastimes. One of the key pastimes in this regard is of Narottama Dasa Thakur. So by birth, this Narottama Dasa Thakur is born in a Muslim family. But after he comes in association of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he quickly picks up chanting. Right? His dedication to chanting is such that every single day he will chant 333,000 names of the Lord, which is close to 192 rounds of Mahamantra. We do 16 rounds. The initiated devotees today do 16 rounds, but he used to do 192 rounds of Mahamantra every day. Right? And this would take him the whole day sometimes. And without completing his 192 rounds every day, he'll not accept any prasadam, he'll not sleep. So that is his primary focus. Just sit and chant. He has a small kutira and in a little isolated area, and he has a tulsi katte or a plant in front of his kutira. He'll sit in front of tulsi and chant his names. And whenever he gets time, then he goes with Nityananda Prabhu, this pastime of Jagai and Madai. Nityananda Prabhu and Haridas Thakur they are always together. Did I say Narottama Das Thakur? It is Haridas Thakur. Excuse me for that. So Nityananda Prabhu and Haridas Thakur are always together, and they're going from door to door and preaching the names of the preaching the glories of the Mahamantra. So this way, this Haridas Thakur once. He was sitting and chanting, and his fame is increasing. He's called as Namacharya because he's constantly chanting the names of the Lord, and his fame is increasing this way, right? And because he comes from a Muslim family prior to this, and he's also involved in the Sanatana practice, many Muslims were getting envious of him. So what they do, they would try many ways possible to defame him. So one such landlord, his name is Ramachandra Khan, he once hired a prostitute to go visit Haridas Thakur in his kutira. So as soon as she came to Haridas Thakur, she tried to entice him, but Haridas Thakur is busy chanting. He's chanting the holy names, he's not focusing. And finally, when he opened his eyes, in between he saw this prostitute standing in front of him, and he said, what do you want? She said, I want to she expressed her lusty desires, and Haridas Thakur said, look, I have to finish my 192 rounds. There's no way I can make you happy right now, so why don't you sit and listen while I chant? Okay, she said, okay, fine, I'll sit and listen. So she sat listening to the chanting the whole day. And that night she left and went back home. Day two, she comes back. And this time again, she's listening. First day, she may or may not have listened. Day two, when she has nothing else to do, her mind is automatically drifted to the chanting, right? Again, Haridas Thakur has to finish his 192 rounds. He's sitting and chanting like that. Sorry. So again, the day is over, she goes back home, and third day she comes back again, and this time, because she's been listening to the chanting for the last 2 days, what happens is, now because she's hearing this pure devotee chant, now automatically even she started chanting with Haridas Thakur. Right, by the third day, she's also chanting along with Haridas Thakur. This is the potency of listening to the Mahamantra from a pure devotee. Automatically, your sins within your heart is dissolved. Right. So Haridas Thakur, finally, after she realized, after the end of 3 days, she started crying. She fell at the feet of Haridas Thakur and informed him about her ill intentions, why she was sent here. And Haridas Thakur said, I knew about this, but he didn't want to miss this opportunity of preaching the glories of the japa, of the Mahamantra, to another person. So he continued staying there, and he continued to chant in front of her, with the intention that he can change her heart. And by 3 days, her heart was actually changed. She now had given up mentally her career as a prostitute. And Haridas Thakur says that you're no longer a prostitute, because now you're a devotee of the Lord. So she now falls at his feet and says, can you please instruct me in the process of chanting? I also want to chant. So Haridas Thakur says yes, but he said, because all your wealth is earned in sinful ways, you'll have to go back. Before I preach to you, you have to go back to your house, and all the wealth that you have earned so far, go distribute it among poor people and brahmanas. Right? So she does that, and she comes back to Haridas Thakur's kutira, and now he says, give up all your material luxury and sit in this kutira, okay, and chant. He preaches her on how to sit and chant. And it said that this one and after that, Haridas Thakur left that place and moved on to another place. So she would sit here alone, and he would sit in front of Tulsi, and she would start. It said that she then got initiated at Haridasi Thakur. Sorry, Haridasi. So that became her initiated name, and she became so famous that people would come to her to take her blessings eventually. Right? So that's the potency of chanting the holy name. Now, there are further pastimes like this. Example, there's a pastime of Mrigahari. Mrigahari was a very cruel hunter. He was so cruel that he enjoyed that he killing the animals he hunted. He would half kill them, and he'd enjoy seeing them suffer, struggle. And when Narada Muni saw this, he preached to him and said, "Give up all this hunting sinful business and start chanting the holy name." So that's exactly what he did. His heart was transformed hearing to the words of Narada. So he and his wife, they gave up all their wealth. They came to the banks of a river, and they made a small hut there, and they used to continuously sit and chant the holy name. Right. So it is said that his heart was so transformed that later on, when Narada Muni and Parvata Muni came back to visit this Mrigahari, he was so transformed by constantly chanting the holy name that is all his violent tendencies were finished. In fact, when he had to offer obeisances to Narada Muni, he made sure that there's no insects, animals on the floor that he's going to offer, because they'll get crushed and killed. So he cleared the floor first and then offered his obeisances. So that is the kind of transformation chanting the holy name can bring in. Then there's further pastime of Valmiki. Valmiki was also in his previous before he became Valmiki, he was called Ratnakara. He was also a hunter. He was so sinful that Narada tried to preach him the holy name of Lord Ram. He said, "Chant Rama, Rama, Rama." But this Ratnakara could not even chant Rama. His tongue did not allow him to chant Rama. So then Narada said, "Okay, you can't chant Rama, then chant Mara, Mara. Mara in Kannada means tree." Okay, he's sitting under the trees. He said, "Look at that tree and chant the name of the tree. Mara, 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 Mara." Eventually, that chanting turned to Rama, right? And just by, though he did not understand the potency of the name, because he was chanting the name, he got liberated that way, right? And this and it said that when he was meditating, he was not even aware, but the anthill was growing over him. The anthill covered him, and eventually, when he came out of his chanting and he emerged from the anthill, which is nothing other than Valmiki. Anthill is also called as Valmiki, and because of this Ratnakara got the name of Valmiki. He further went on to write Valmiki Ramayana, right? So that is how Valmiki Ramayana came to us from the birth of Valmiki. Then there's also pastime of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur and his father Bhakti Vinod Thakura. They were once visiting a holy dham, and by the time they reached this outskirts of this village where the holy dham was located, it was already late in the night. So they saw a depleted temple close by on the outskirts of the temple of the city. So they decided to live in that temple, though the temple looked very depleted, like nobody has visited this place for a very, very long time. So but anyway, since that was the only option for them, they decided to stay in that temple that night. But as they were sleeping that night, they realized that something mysterious was going on in that temple. Suddenly there was bricks getting thrown all over the place, like brick bats were getting thrown all over the place, and they couldn't see anyone around. So Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur understood that there are some ghosts in this building, in the temple. So both of them, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur and Bhakti Vinod Thakur, both of them are elevated devotees. They started chanting the holy name, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And as they chanted, all these activities around them, the supernatural activities, eventually subsided, right? So next day, the villagers got to know that there were two people who lived in this temple. They all knew that this temple was haunted, but they and nobody had even managed to forget living there. Even crossing that place in the night was very difficult. But they got to know that these two people lived there. This father and son had lived in the temple the whole night, and they had come out alive the next day. So they all approached them and begged them to explain what was going on. They told them that this temple is haunted by a Brahma Rakshasa. This Brahma Rakshasa is none other but the priest of the temple. The priest although he used to chant the holy name of the Lord, he used to act very sinfully otherwise, right? So he had eventually become a Brahma Rakshasa. So the villagers asked Bhakti Vinod Thakur, could you please explain how did he become a Brahma Rakshasa? If he's anyway chanting the name of the Lord, how then did he become a Brahma Rakshasa? So Bhakti Vinod Thakur explained that because he was using the potency that he had, the spiritual potency on the strength of his spiritual potency, he was doing more sinful activities, and that is the greatest of crimes, right? And because of that sinful nature, that is chanting, at the same time he's also engaged in doing sinful activities. Because of that, he's become a Brahma Rakshasa. And for such subtle entities, the only way to liberate them is by hearing the holy name from the lips um, of a great Vaishnava, right? And whatever chanting this priest did, it was just at a lip level. It was not by heart. He was not chanting from with emotions or with a desire to please the Lord. It was just at a lip level, right? So because of all these sinful activities, though he was chanting, the impact was not reaching. The benefit of chanting was not reaching him, right? And because of all the sinful activities he was doing, he's now become a Brahma Rakshasa. But it's also said that after this night of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur and Bhakti Vinod Thakur living in the temple, they no longer heard these ghostly activities in the temple, which means to say that this Brahma Rakshasa was actually liberated after hearing the chanting, right? So we can understand from all these pastimes that um, Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, it's not just for human beings, right? Even insects, even the worst kind of being who are very sinful, just by hearing and just by chanting, all of them get liberated, right? Initially, when we chant, we start in the level of Nama Parada, but as we progress in our bhakti, we should go from Nama Parada stage to Nama Bhasa stage, where we know that we are disturbed, our chanting is not good, we have a lot of shortcomings in our chanting. When you are aware that is that becomes Namabhasa. When we are aware and we're constantly trying to fix that becomes Namabhasa. Okay, so that's the process of chanting. Should be chanted loud enough for you to hear, and also it's beneficial for the people around, the entities around you. They can also get benefited by hearing a pure devotee chant. So um, there's just three things that we need while chanting. It's your chanting bag, your chanting mala, and your sakshi mala. Okay, so sakshi mala is to count how many rounds you're finished, while japa mala is counting your 108 times of mahamantra chanting, and it's also always should be within a bead bag. Why? One, of course, your mala should not touch the feet, should not touch the ground. To keep your mala clean and nice, you should always have it in a bag. And also, there's also a subtle reference, because there are so many subtle jivas that we cannot even see around us. And your chanting bag and chanting mala has a lot of spiritual potency, because you're constantly chanting the name of the Lord on your mala. It has spiritual potency, right? So just by because we are not covering our mala in a bag, that means these subtle objects can get fixated into the spiritual energy. They can try to absorb the spiritual energy from that bead directly. So just by the practice of covering ourselves, we protect ourselves from bad eyes. Similarly, by covering our mala in a bag, we save our mala spiritual energy from subtle objects, which can and they are craving for this kind of spiritual energy, because that will give them some kind of relief, right? So they're craving for that kind of spiritual energy. But by exposing our japa mala directly, that means then they can grab onto that spiritual energy and try to utilize it for their own benefit. So we always cover, we try to maintain our spiritual energy in the bead, so that will also help us in turn to improve the potency of our chanting, right? So that is why three things that we need: bead bag, japamala, and sakshimala. Now, I'll not go in detail on the 10 offenses to be avoided by chanting, but let's quickly read through it so you know. Okay, we'll not talk in detail. This is a topic for now, all other class all together, but this is something one should be aware of. Okay, at the initial level, maybe you'll not be aware of all this, but just keep this in the back of your mind when you're chanting. So the 10 offenses to avoid, can someone please start reading it?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Suchi Mataji, go ahead. Read the first 3.
The one sec. Yeah, the blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their lives for propagating the holy name of the Lord, to consider the names of demigods like Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma to be equal to or independent of the name of the Lord Vishnu, to disobey the orders of spiritual master, the blaspheme the Vedic scriptures or scriptures in pursuance to the Vedic version,
Thank you,
to
Mataji.
consider.
Okay, who wants to read from point 5?
AI Mataji,
Jayalakshmi Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Number 5, right?
Yes.
To consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be an imagination, to give some interpretations to the holy name of the Lord, to commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name, to consider the chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities which are offered in the Vedas as fruitive activities, karma kanda, to instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy name, to not have complete faith in the chanting of the holy name, and to maintain material attachments even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Hare Krishna
Yes.
Mataji.
Hare Krishna. These are the 10 offenses we should avoid. But the last one is very important, to be inattentive while chanting. Right? So, this offenses, if we do while chanting, that means our Krishna Bhakti Bija will instantly be crushed. Right? So, these are offenses we should avoid, to blaspheme other devotees, to blaspheme Vedic scriptures, to blaspheme the glories of chanting Hare Krishna, or thinking that is imaginary, or giving our own interpretation to the meaning of the holy name, to commit sinful activities while we are in the process of chanting. So we are doing the chanting to remove our sins, but if you continue doing those sins even after chanting, it's like an elephant that takes a bath and then right after bath it comes out and throws dust on itself. So again, it's dirty. So there's no point in bathing, right? So performing sinful activities, to consider the chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the ritualistic things that one does, and not really doing it, rather doing it as a lip service, because you have taken certain oath to finish certain numbers. You're just doing for that sake and not with the intent of pleasing Lord. Right, to instruct a faithless person, and finally to have not have complete faith in the chanting of the holy name and maintain materialistic attachments. We'll talk about that in much detail later as well. But before that, let's do a round of chanting and then we'll continue with the rest of the class. Is there anyone who wants to chant today? No one?
Mataji,
Sumit Prabhuji, go ahead.
Mataji, you will keep the count, please. I
Oh, you
didn't
don't have
have.
a mala? Okay, I'll keep the count.
Yeah. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 रामा राम रामा हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 रामा राम रामा हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 रामा राम रामा हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 रामा राम रामा हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे हरे Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, 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 Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare,
Jai Shri
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Chaitanya.
Krishna Krishna, Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा माता जी हरे कृष्णा
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. So that
थैंक यू माता जी
so while chanting this Mahamantra, please be aware in the back of your mind that you're not constantly thinking or doing any of these sinful activities, offenses, like we call it, that can crush your all the pious credit that spiritual credit that you've earned through the process of chanting. So avoid all these kind of offenses. Okay, now what kind of beads can you use to chant? You can use neem beads. Initially, when you're just starting to chant, you can start with the neem beads, and as you get practice, you can start using tulsi beads. Okay, both of them are okay, but till one understands the importance of chanting and how to maintain and keep their beats, it's always to use neem beads as your practice beads. And as you get more better with chanting, then you can shift to your tulsi bead. Okay, so either of the two is fine. Any other form of beads are not recommended, at least for in our sampradaya. Okay, so these are the only two types of beads that is approved in Vaishnava sampradayas. Now, we get a lot of questions. This is one of the most favorite question for everyone: how to control your mind while chanting. Okay, I'll tell you a small pastime. Right after the Ramayana war, after Ravana was killed, Rama, Sita, Lakshmana, the whole Vanara Sena, they came back to Ayodhya. Now, these Vanaras, they are used to living in a forest, jumping from tree to tree. They'll pluck anything, they'll create a ruckus, they'll destroy anything. So nothing really belongs to anyone. So nobody to stop and tell them, don't take fruits from this tree belongs to this Vanara or that Vanara. Nothing like that used to happen. So whenever they see any fruits, they'll go jump on the tree, pluck it, eat it, create a ruckus if they have to by breaking branches. So it so happened that when they came to Ayodhya, all these Ayodhya Vasis, they're very cultured, aristocratic, well-mannered people, right? And suddenly when this whole bunch of Vanaras came, these Vanaras were not trained to be as civilized. They saw all this very well manicured, cured gardens of Ayodhya, nice fruit trees, nice flowers. What they would do is just like they used to do in the forest, they'll jump on these gardens, pluck whatever fruits they want, they destroy the garden and move on from that garden, right? So the Ayodhya Vasis were getting a little frustrated with these Vanaras. So it said that other than Hanuman, Angada, and Sugriva, all other Vanaras, the whole big army of monkeys that came to Ayodhya were like this. And the Ayodhya Vasis were getting very frustrated, and they went and complained to Lord Ram. They said, look at these monkeys. They have created so much disturbance. There's nobody to tell them what to do. They just keep jumping from tree to tree. If you could please advise them to sober down. Right. So, of course, Lord Ram understood the nature of the monkeys, but these monkeys are his devotees. He can't just give up on them so quickly. So he said, okay, I'll talk to the monkeys. But it said that as soon as Lord Rama's shadow even entered the room in which these monkeys were there, they would immediately become sober. So from a violent, noisy beings, they immediately become shy, sober, and sit in a corner, like, in a prayerful mood. Otherwise, if Lord Rama is not there, they would have created all kind of ruckus. But as soon as they even saw Lord Rama's shadow entering, they become shy, sober, very calmly. They'll sit and listen, wait for the Lord. So Lord Ram would understand this monkey's nature, but just to protect his monkey devotees, he'll say, look at these monkeys. They are so well behaved. Simply you keep complaining about them, right? So he'll put it off. But that is the nature of our mind as well. When our mind is not focused on the Lord, it is no different than these wild monkeys. Mind is also called as markata or monkey, right? Because our mind is like a monkey. It keeps jumping from one topic to the other. But the only way then to control this mind is to surrender this mind to the love of God. Whenever you love someone, what happens? Say a young boy, he loves this girl very much. What happens? Instantly he becomes sober. He, with his boyfriends, other boyfriends, he might be, however, like, doing a lot of rowdy activities. But in front of this girl he likes, he immediately sobers down, right? He shows his best behavior. Similarly, when we love the Lord so much, we should try to discipline our mind. We should not show our, monkey mind to the Lord, how disturbed our mind is. As soon as the Lord enters our mouth in the name of, in the form of his name, we should be very aware that this name is non-different from the Lord, right? In our world today, even small ministers, we make sure that we give, if you're sitting in some small minister, we make sure we give them a full attention. Here we are talking about the Supreme Lord. So how can we give him any less attention, right? Maybe we don't believe that the form of the name form of the Lord is Lord himself. That could be why our mind is getting distracted. But the name form of the Lord is no other but the Lord himself, right? So we should not create a seed different from the Lord being there, right? Similarly, when we love the Lord so much, we must try to discipline our mind. We should try to please the Lord. And this way, your mind will also get disciplined. Okay. Now I'm going to give you some tips on how to control the mind. Now, most of these tips are coming from my own realization or from what I've heard from my Shiksha gurus or Diksha gurus for that matter. Okay. So the first thing all of us keep talking about as we go through a lot of mental disturbance while chanting, everything that happens in the what happens is as soon as we sit to chant, everything that happened in the past or all the worries of our present or all the uncertainties of the future, everything starts bothering us. So Srila Prabhupada says when we are chanting Krishna's name, if your mind is disturbed, then we should understand that Maya Devi is taken control, right? Maya Devi is nothing but ignorance or darkness, right? So she represents, while Krishna represents the sun. Maya is darkness, Krishna is the sun. So when we are calling out the name of Krishna with deep feelings, right? Not just the noise of calling the name, but with innermost feelings, with the prayerful mood, when we call Krishna that way, then Krishna will immediately dispel the darkness of Maya, right? So even if we show some little sincerity while chanting, then Maya Devi will say, okay, this person isn't taking me seriously, so let me not waste further time with this devotee. Okay, so this is how you chant. Okay, this is the mood you chant. So when we are chanting, first point is always be in the moment, right? Think of it when you're cooking, right? Or when you're driving your car. If you're not focused your mind in cooking or driving the car, what would happen? Some kind of accidents will happen, whether in the kitchen or in the road. Something will happen. So what do? We immediately bring our focus back to the kitchen. We immediately focus completely on cooking, nothing else. And then if we are driving, we realize there's a lot of it's accident prone area. We immediately bring our focus back to the driving. How much ever good driver you may be, but if you're completely focused on driving, there's no chances of an accident happening. Similarly, when we are chanting, we have to be in the moment. Okay, your heart must cry for the mercy of the Lord. When your heart is crying for the Lord, there is no way that Maya will continue disturbing us or our mind will get distracted in any way after that. But if you prioritize your material distractions over chanting the holy name, then Maya will take immediate control, right? So the first point is always be in the moment, always focus on the chanting. Then second point is try to chant in the morning, right? Of course, for a realized soul, any time of the day, chanting is okay because their mind is not going to get disturbed. But all of us have a very disturbed mind. So which is why our Shastras say that the best time to chant is to chant in the Brahma Muhurta, which is from 3:30 a.m. to 5:30 a.m. Right? That 2 hour slot is the best time to chant. This is a peak of Sattva Guna. In the daytime, each a part of the day has a prominent guna, and in the morning the prominent guna is sattva guna. Okay, and in sattva guna you'll be able to focus on chanting with lesser disturbance. As the day advances, then during the midday, then the prominent guna is rajoguna, And later in the evening, it becomes tamoguna. So ideally, if you are in Shuddha Sattva, throughout the day you can chant and you'll not be disturbed. But but if you are disturbed, constantly disturbed, then it's better to chant early in the morning when these other thoughts are not going to bother you so much. But what if you don't have time in the morning, then you decide to chant in the afternoon. In that case, it becomes such that your mind is more active on all the other things that you need to do through the day. It could be all your investments, all the things that you need to pick up your child, or do that, buy that thing, buy that grocery, go online and finish that work. Your mind is constantly running through all these duties you need to finish. And in that mood, if you're trying to chant, that's not the best form of chanting. Then later in the night, in the evening, if you're trying to chant, then by the end of the day, you're already tired. You want to just go and sleep. Okay, so there's a lot of lethargy, laziness that comes in. So at the night also, when you're trying to chant, then the mood becomes, let me just finish this chanting and then I can go to sleep. So that is also not a great mood to chant. So the best time to chant is then in the morning, right? So for people who struggle with chanting, try to chant early in the morning. So this time of the day, your day has not started yet and you're reserved this time just for chanting, and you're saying, I'm not going to focus only on chanting at this hour. My phones are off, I'm not going to look at the phone. Any other forms of disturbance, they have to wait for the time after my chanting, right? Even if thoughts are constantly coming to your mind, you should shut down your mind right there and say, these are things I cannot deal with right now because this is my time to chant. Okay, so this is nama bhasa, trying to be aware that your mind is disturbing you and you need to bring yourself back into chanting. That is nama bhasa stage. So chant audibly. That's a third point. Chant audibly, clearly, never in mind, and listen to your own chanting. Okay, that is third point. So we should always chant loudly. This is another way to bring your mind back into chanting process. Okay, whenever your mind gets disturbed, by chanting loudly, you're bringing back the mind to chanting, right? So always keep listening to your chanting. If you have stopped listening to your chanting, your mind is already diverted. Okay, now the point 4 is to remember Krishna throughout the day. My Shiksha Guru Bhakti Rasamrit Swami Maharaj, he once told me that the quality of chanting that you do is the 2 hours that you spend remembering Krishna. It depends on the quality of time you spend remembering Krishna for the rest of the 22 hours, right? So, and vice versa also. The quality of chanting that you do in those 2 hours, then that depends on what kind of time you spend the rest of the 22 hours. Right? So it's a both way around. So even when chanting in the morning, if your mind is constantly disturbed, then we need to understand, why are we getting disturbed? It is because through the rest of the 22 days, 22 hours, we never remember Krishna. We are constantly, engaged in other activities. So how to bring the other 22, regulate the other 22 hours? Try to remember Krishna as much as you can. Even before you go to sleep, try to remember Krishna. Think of what you have read through the day. Think of all the pastimes you heard about in the day. Regulate your mind to think of Krishna, right? And when you wake up in the morning, shout out the Lord's name. Ask for the Lord's mercy. So I usually start my day by calling out Narsimha's name very loudly. Right. So I remember the Lord as soon as I wake up. Or when you're singing the Narsimha pranamas, it's not just about singing the songs because you know the words, but you should remember the pastime of the Lord. You should remember what happened, how the Lord killed Hiranyakashipu with his nails when you sing these prayers. Right. So you're constantly engaging your mind in remembering the Lord. Or when you're working, keep a picture of the Lord around your table, or in your laptop or phone, keep a picture of the Lord, right? So you're remembering, even when you're not chanting the rest of the 22 hours, you're remembering the Lord constantly. And when you're in that constant state of constantly remembering the Lord, then the 2 hours that you spend chanting, that becomes very fruitful. You can very easily remember the Lord in those 2 hours. Right? Similarly, when you pray to the Lord such that those 2 hours you have no other thoughts but Krishna, then it becomes easy for you to remember the Lord in the other 22 hours, right? So this is works both ways. So you can try this on your own, right? Try to remember the Lord always, not just the 2 hours, the rest of the day as well. That way you will remember the Lord while chanting as well. In chapter 8 of Bhagavad Gita, there's a verse that says, Ante kale cha mam eva smaran muktva kalevaram ya prayati sa madbhavam yati nasti atra samshayaha. For whoever at the end of his life quits his body remembering me alone, at once attains my nature. Of this there is no doubt. So one who lives his body thinking of Krishna, for him, he'll attain the Krishna's nature. But how do we leave our body thinking of Krishna? It's only possible to remember Krishna at death when we remember Krishna every moment in our day, right? One random day when we are about to leave our take our last breath, it's not possible to remember Krishna suddenly. Only when you have practicing remembering Krishna throughout the day, only then you'll remember him also at the end of the at the last day moment of your body, right? That's the only way to remember Krishna, that we should remember him all the time. And when you remember Krishna like this all the time, not just for the time of chanting, then it becomes an easy process to remember Krishna during chanting as well. Now, Kunti Devi says in her prayers to Krishna, she says that for one who is constantly materially aware, for them, for people who are always hankering for respectable parentage or great opulence, great education, or for bodily beauty, such people cannot have the sincere feelings for Krishna, or cannot sincerely call out the names of Krishna, right? Then who can call out the sincere names of Krishna? Only one who is materially exhausted. They are tired of all these material dealings, and they only want to surrender to Krishna. Such a person who is not hankering for material growth or material wellness, such a person can only surrender to Krishna completely, right? So while chanting especially, we need to be aware that your mind is disturbed, and you should try to bring it back to chanting. Okay, try to bring your back to chanting. That is nama bhasa. Just by being aware that you can control your mind, and you can reach up to the stage of bhava stage of bhakti. So being aware that your mind is disturbed, and also being in the moment while chanting, this is the only mantra to control your mind. Otherwise, you can keep asking the same question on every second class of chanting on how to control the mind. The answer is, it's up to you. Nobody will control your mind. Your desire to control your mind and engage it in Krishna is the only answer that can control your mind. Okay, so this is how you can try controlling your mind. Now, there's 4 steps in the process of japa chanting. First is to make a sankalpa. What is a sankalpa? You're taking an oath that from here on, I will chant these many number of rounds. Ideally, it's 16 hours, 16 rounds per day. That is what Srila Prabhupada said. But if you're not at the stage of chanting 16 rounds per day, then what you can do is decide on a number. Okay, it could be 1 round, it could be 4 rounds, it could be 8 rounds, but make a sankalpa that from today onwards, I will minimally chant this number of rounds every day. You can chant more rounds than that. That is okay, but never miss this certain number of rounds. Okay, and also when chanting, always chant with Sankhya Purvaka Namagana Natibihi Kala Vasini Kratau. So always nama sankhya purvaka, with count, with your chanting bead. This is also a way to discipline your mind while chanting. Not that I can remember Krishna all the time, I'll chant all the time. That is good. You can keep chanting the names of Krishna all the time. But your sankalpa rounds must be always done in beads. It will give you the discipline of counting and keeping a count of 108 beads, doing the Panchatattva prayers after each 108 beads, and that way you chant. Then neglect your mind. We spoke in much detail about this, so I'll not elaborate on this further. So neglect your mind, focus only on your spiritual aspect, focus only on Krishna. Do not think of anything material. And take shelter of the Lord. Surrender to Krishna. The mood of chanting is very important. You must tell Radha Krishna that you're very tired of this material existence. let me surrender to you now. Let me be a servant at your lotus feet. I don't want any other things. So take shelter of the Lord completely and wait for Krishna's mercy. It's not that, a devotee, as today I've made a sankalpa, I've started, and in this life, forget. Some devotees will say, I've been chanting for like 6 months, still I don't feel that, that pleasure potency of chanting. It feels like Krishna doesn't even know that I'm aware, I'm chanting, right? That's not the mood of a devotee. You wait for Krishna's mercy to show. Just like a farmer, he'll put seeds and then he'll wait for the right time for the crops to grow, right? There is a waiting period. So similarly, a devotee must always pray for the mercy of the Lord. You should wait patiently for the mercy of the Lord, and not just say that Krishna is not giving me priority, so I'll forget Krishna. Krishna has forgotten me, I'll forget Krishna. No, that's not the mood of the devotee. Devotees will always wait for the mercy to show up. Now, there are a few other techniques that is given by Srila Prabhupada. I will be sharing these notes with you as well. So I'm just going to summarize it for you on what this verse says. Here in this, why a fixed number of times? So in summary, what Srila Prabhupada is saying, that we should make a sankalpa. We should say that we are going to do a fixed a number of rounds, and chant that number without fail, with your beats, without any offenses. Only when our heart is filled with love for Krishna, Maya will spare us. So we should chant with full devotion to Krishna, and always make sure you chant the dedicated rounds that you have taken an oath for. Okay, and don't miss it. Even if you miss on certain days, try to catch up the day after on all the pending rounds. So always make sure you're counting. All the 108 beats are counted, and even you're missing a certain number of rounds because of whatever reason, catch up on that the next day. So fix a round and stick to it. Now, then further, Srila Prabhupada is saying in a quote that, is it quality or quantity? Or should we focus on good chanting or trying to finish a certain number of rounds? So the answer here is, Srila Prabhupada says, focus on quantity, the count of rounds, right? Because nobody can have quality in the first day, right? Everybody starts with a nama parada stage. Everyone starts with that. But eventually, once you fix your number of rounds, say 16, eventually we'll promote from nama parada to nama bhasa stage, where we are aware that we are creating offenses, we are not chanting properly, our mind is disturbed, and then eventually we'll try to better the quality of our chanting, right? So at first thing is to fix the number of rounds. Okay, the count is important, and then comes quality. Quality will be achieved in time. Okay, so that is something you need to be aware of, and most devotees will take a couple of years before they say, okay, I understand what the quality requirements. They may not have achieved it yet. Most devotees may not have achieved the quality factor yet, but the attempt then is to constantly bring your mind back to chanting, to be aware that your quality is bad, that quality of chanting is bad, and you need to improve that quality. So that is the mood of chanting. So it's always quantity first, and then try to bring up the quality. And then here's a point from Jayapataka Swami Maharaj on how to improve concentration while chanting. So he's saying, do not chant too fast or too slow. If you chant too fast, then you're chanting the words, the names of the Lord may not be very clear. And if you're too slow, you might get distracted. So you should always maintain a standard speed. About 7 to 8 minutes per round is good. And don't let thoughts distract you. If you allow your mind to get distracted, then it becomes a daily practice. And in time, you don't even have control on your mind. So avoid distractions. If something is really bothering you during the time, take a pen, paper, make a note of it, and tell your mind that we'll come back to it later. But this is not the time to get distracted, and continue chanting. Don't get your mind to get distracted. Okay, so with this, we end our second day of chanting workshop. And are there any questions for today?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare
I had a
Krishna.
small doubt.
Yes.
You said that that person who had become Brahma Rakshasa because he was just chanting and he was not actually involved in it, or he was not
It was
having
a
any bhakti.
lip
Lip
level
chant.
chanting. Yes.
Yes. So when you are in this first stage of chanting,
Yes.
okay, what happens, mostly that same thing happens because you keep on chanting, but your
Mm.
mind wanders.
Yes.
It tries to resolve all the various material
Mm.
problems in life while
Mm.
chanting. Okay.
Yes.
So are we also get, because the 10th point also says the
No.
same
Uh,
thing.
Since
You'll get
is what
sin. You'll
since.
get a sin. Yeah.
Yes. No, no. While you're chanting, to continue doing the 10 offenses,
Yeah.
that's what creates
Okay. Okay.
further consequences, right? That's what we need to be aware of, like abusing other devotees, being hurtful, trying to manipulate other situations, or trying to put down the position of the Lord while we're chanting, right?
Okay.
Those are the things we need to avoid, right? But this mind control nama bhasa stage is something everyone struggles with. Even the most senior devotees today might be
Yes.
struggling with
So for
nama
so
bhasa.
many months I have
Yes.
been doing,
Yes,
still I have to pull back my mind and bring it.
exactly. But to be
Those are
aware
not
that, but to
essential
be,
now. Like,
yes. So, but to be aware that your mind is disturbed and you're constantly trying to bring the focus back, that is Namabhasa stage. And that is
Mhm.
the stage that one should be in, constantly trying to endeavor to get better.
Okay.
Right?
Hare
Jai.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare
Dandavat pranam.
Krishna. Dandavat Pranam.
Mataji, often we basically about chanting, we basically we hear that you should be able to hear, you should chanting loud so that you can hear and you can feel that, that name or that Krishna is entering into your heart,
Mm-hmm.
basically. And Mataji, sometime we experience or we feel like, it happens with me that my mind is going to, let's say, Vrindavan or in some temple,
Mm.
and maybe I'm praying to God while
Mm.
chanting, right?
Mm.
And that's where I lose the momentum of hearing the chanting.
Yeah.
So which one is it correct to have this kind of mood, or should we just focus on,
Just focus on the chanting.
chanting?
Yes, because today your mind might take you to Vrindavan and you might, console yourself. At least I'm thinking about holy topics. But tomorrow there'll be no control. What if your mind goes to some TV serial that you watched?
Yeah.
That's a Krishna story. So you're
Mhm.
you're going to say, okay, it's Krishna story. It may not be authorized Krishna story, but it's still Krishna story, right? And from TV it will go to some other sports that you watched,
Sure, Mataji.
right? So mind, if you give a little leeway like that,
Mhm.
it will disturb you. If your mind is going to get disturbed, rather look at the picture of the Lord and chant. Engage your senses in looking at the picture and then chant, right?
Yeah, that's the another thing I wanted to
Yes.
say, because sometimes I sit in front of the altar, or let's say Tulsi
Yes.
Maharani,
Hmm.
and I just keep looking at the, let's say, Tulsi Maharani
Yes.
or the God's
Picture.
deity's picture.
Hmm.
So is that okay, Mataji,
That's
while
okay.
chanting?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. That's
Thank you
that's
so.
fine. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you. Hare Krishna. Mataji. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna.
Mataji.
Preeti
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna.
And then
Yes,
Janvi.
Mataji, like you said, we should not chant to go off to sleep.
Yes, before sleeping.
I just
Yes.
wanted to ask you, Mataji,
Yeah.
just a friend of mine lost her husband,
Mm.
and she was so disturbed that she used to take sleeping pills to go to sleep.
Oh, okay.
So when I came to know about it, I advised her, see, instead of taking pills, just
Mm.
chant the holy name and go
Mm.
off to sleep.
Yes.
Did I do wrong, Mataji, then?
She can chant without the beats. Don't take the beat to her
L-
bed if
No,
you can
like
avoid.
I told her to chant to go to sleep because she used to take pills. She's taking pills to go to
Yeah.
sleep.
No, she
And
can
I advised,
chant. Chanting can be
okay,
done anytime. Even when you're on the bed, you can do chant, right? Even in the midnight, you can chant between your sleep, right? But what I'm talking about is your sankalpa rounds,
okay, Mataji. So
right? That should be avoided late in the night when your mind is more disturbed. Avoid that. Try to finish as many of your sankalpa rounds in the morning. If few rounds are missed, then you can continue chanting them in the afternoon, night. But even beyond sankalpa rounds, if you want to continue chanting the name of the Lord, that can be done without any conditions, anytime. Like the Shikshashtakam says, it can be chanted. Chanting can be done anytime. It's that simple, right? There's no restrictions.
thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
I thought I gave her a wrong
No,
advice.
you're
Thank you so
fine.
much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Janavi Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Mataji, I have a doubt that during periods, can we use the same japmala like which
Yes.
we use in our regular days? Or
Yes,
is
we
that we
can.
need to keep different malas?
Same mala. There's no offense in chanting with your PMS, so that it's all same. Except that you don't enter the altar, you don't do DT service, but reading Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam, reading Bhagavad Gita, chanting, it's all allowed. Even if there's a death in your family, you can still chant.
Mataji,
Hare
only
Krishna.
on Sundays, Hare Krishna Mataji, we take non-veg Mataji. So
Okay.
after taking that also, can we do chanting Mataji?
You can. But, chanting is needed. But just be aware that eating non-veg is incurring sins, and that will bring down your shraddha as well, right? So ask forgiveness from Krishna, and if you can avoid eating just one day a meat, why should you even bother eating it, right? Maybe it's a thing of practice. So if you can avoid it, completely avoid it, because knowing the glories of the Lord, knowing about the four regulative principles, and knowing about how Papa Purusha is constantly attacking us in all these ways, why should we engage knowingly in such kind of sins? So if you can, if you have reached a point where you are ready to give it up, try to give it up, or try to reduce whatever you're eating right now. See if it works for you. Right? Eventually
Okay.
try to get better in your state of spiritual existence as well. So that's the only way for you to continue having the same dedication, because these four regulative principles, this is the only way we can come to the state of sattva guna, right? Only in sattva guna you can practice spiritual life without any obstacles. But if our sattva guna only is not stable, then our devotional life will also be unstable.
Yes,
Jai.
Mataji.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Mataji, I have one more doubt that can we
Yes.
chant without taking bath in the morning?
Yes, you can.
Once we get up in the morning, Mataji,
Yes.
directly take the mala and
Yeah,
start chanting.
freshen up, do your whatever purification you have to do, and then start chanting. That's okay.
And Mataji, like one more thing, that whenever I chant, I always find myself feeling sleepy. Like even if it is in the morning
Okay.
or afternoon, any time of the day when I chant, like after one round, like when I do second round, like in between, I start feeling sleepy and I don't have a control. Like I sleep and
Okay.
then I realize that I have missed like I am means I find myself sleeping and not chanting.
Okay, can you start
So
walking while you're chanting?
yes, Mataji, most of the times I walk,
Yes,
but
do that.
like
How many rounds are you doing every day?
Mataji, I try to do like 6 to 8 rounds.
Okay, so it's about 1 hour. Okay,
Yes.
it will become your morning exercise as well, walking with the beats. Okay, try to walk. If that's a constant situation you're going to be in, try to walk while you're chanting.
Yes, Mataji. Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Dandavat Pranam. Any other questions?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Mataji, I had an unexpected guest, so I lost track last 20 minutes.
Okay.
Please,
I'll
may
share
we
the
have
recording
a
of the
recording?
session. Yes, I'll share it with the
Thank you,
group.
Mataji. Thank you very much, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So if there's no other questions, we'll end our session for today. I hope you found the last 2 days productive and it has done some good to your quality of chanting, right? So if there are any further questions, feel free to reach out to me individually as well. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnebhyo namo namaha.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Mataji,
Mataji,
and
Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna to all devotees assembled here. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna.
Thank you so
Krishna
much.
Mataji, thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
My question I got answered today. Thank you very much, Mataji. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna Gangai Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji.
Yesterday
Dandavat
question
Pranam.
bit clear, but today I got cleared everything. So thank you.
I especially created that slide because of your question yesterday. So just to make sure you get the answers.
Okay, thank you very much, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Dandavat
Hare
Pranam.
Krishna. I'm going to end the call for everyone.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Dandavat Pranam.
Pranam. Thank you very
Dandavat
much.
Pranam.